Welcome to your polygel application class. In this session, we'll cover every technique you need to learn from overlay, forms, jewels, and biab edge support. Remember, control and precision are everything in polygel work. All you need is your SIP solution, your application stick, which is also the orange stick for picking your product from the polygel tube, or you can empty in a cup to scoop out. We also have a brush for blending and a dapper dish to help us dip our solution. We are doing an overlay, our nails are prepped, and we'll be placing the first bead. Although this bead is too large for this finger size, but we are going to take the product out after spreading. We place right at the apex and blend gently toward the cuticles. You do not blend your product straight into the cuticle or sidewalls. It must remain in the center, and then you only glide and pat your product into the areas you want them to saturate. The trick is leaving the apex very high and then building a slopey layer toward the cuticles. And same thing as the free edge. We had a very huge bead for such a small nail, so I had to take out the excess before moving on to blending the remaining product. When blending toward the cuticle, you always make sure you leave a space in between so you do not have overflowing product on your cuticle. Polygel keeps melting as you are working, so if you push it toward the free edge and sidewalls early before you finish working, it will just keep on pouring out from the corners of your nails. Make sure your apex is always built by taking out the product and pushing it where the highest point is, and that's the point where your apex is. I'm using a blending brush to blend the product to give me a very smooth surface. If you realize, I also go back with a back blending motion. The reason why I do this side to side blending is to enable my product sit well on the nails and also have a very smooth working layer. You can go in with your orange sticks as many times as possible. Do not rush. Another tip when working is, it has like a glossy surface, so when you carry your polygel and you open it into parts, you will see that it has like a bit rough edge in between your polygel. What you would do is you make sure you keep working on the shiny layer. You wait, once it gets shiny, you work again, so your product does not stick to your orange stick or your brush. Then you can cure now. The second step we'll be looking at are forms. We'll be looking at disposable forms. Now, you use disposable forms to enable you build structure on the natural nails without any enhancement. After removing your placement, you make sure you place the inner one to give it support before placing on your nail. As you can see, the sides of her nails were evenly cut out because she had a very short almond nails when she had a very short free edge. So it affected the nail, and now we have to fix that. Fixing that, we are going to go in with a medium bead. You can take as much bead as possible. As a learner or beginner, you can work with as many bead as possible. Do not rush. Always make sure you dip into your solution before tapping. Once it gets sticky on the brush, you make sure you dip and then you stick. It's like blending acrylics with your brush and dipping into your monomer. If you do not have a SIP solution, you can simply use alcohol, isopropyl as your solution. Do not forget that the trick of blending is you tapping on the shiny layer, just on the shiny layer. If it gets rough, you wait a bit for it to blend out. You get the layer again, the glossy shiny layer, and then you blend in. I got an air bubble while working, so I went in with the sharp side of my orange stick. You can as well use a needle to poke air into the bubbles to let them out, and then you blend and then you work. Always make sure to avoid pushing product to the free edge. Always leave space when working. When you have settled the middle and the free edge, that's when you start blending toward the cuticles and the side walls, so your products do not overrun. Remember to keep a sloping motion. It means the cuticle side is sloped backward, the free edge is sloped forward, so you have a built product in the middle. When working with forms, make sure you fit your form neatly under the free edge. Do not rush it, do not stress it. Make sure you clip. If it's pulling, always clip, especially when their free edge is not as long as my client's free edge. It simply means if it unclips behind, your forms won't work like this. And in case you have any products moving toward the free edge or side walls, you can use the corner of your orange stick to slightly clean them or remove the excess product. Do not rush. Take time, take all the time you need, and you can use as many beads as possible. You can even do 2 bead placements, you can do 3 bead placements, just like you're working on acrylics. Do not work on an unclipped form. It might pull off and wobble your design. After curing for about 60 seconds, we went ahead to pull our disposable form downwards. There is no product left on the form. Make sure your apex is well built and you have a high point to work with. Working with form, your application might not be too smooth, but it's okay. Do not worry, you will get it right. We are making use of a professional jewel form for this placement. For this first jewel form method, you are going to take out your jewel form. Make sure you size it on the client's nail plate to ensure it's covering edge to edge and it also laps with the cuticle without any spacing. Always squeeze your polygel from beneath to help you move product upward with less pressure. Take out your jewel form, squeeze your polygel out, and with your brush, you sip your solution and you spread the gel evenly across the inner surface of the form. You only leave you leave very thin space in between the cuticle, or you can just space it out. But you have to make sure it's evenly covered from side to side with no space. Push back your cuticles gently to give you a better grip when you place. Make sure when spreading you have enough product on the apex area and then light product on the side walls and cuticle. You place by lifting the bottom of your product and placing it first, then slide and glide to hook and you cure. Always make sure you flip behind. If there are excess product on the free edge, you make sure you spread out wide. Cure for 60 to 90 seconds, then pop off your form and make sure it's covering edge to edge and not overfloating. For this second dual form technique, you can place the poly gel directly on the nail plate, or better still, spread it in directly on the apex of the dual form. And then you make sure you place it a bit oval in the middle with a depth, but not flat. You are not spreading to the free edge, and you are also not spreading toward the cuticle. You are working with it like this, or just directly place it on the nail plate. For placement, always make sure your cuticles are neatly pushed backward gently. You place from the apex and then make sure you spread the product. Sorry, she moved, so we had an error. You spread toward the cuticle and then you glide and let the product float to the free edge. Only cure where the nail plate stops, do not cure the free edge, because most times you get product, as you can see, in between the free edge and it's bulky. This gives you more control and helps you prevent overfloat at the side. You cure, remove and refine your nails. After curing for 60 to 90 seconds, we pulled out and we popped out our form. The last step we'll be looking at is biab free edge support and polygel overlay. We start by applying a very thin layer of biab on the free edge, just only on the free edge. But for her nails, we didn't cover the entire free edge because she has free edge, but the corners were overfouled out because of the previous almond nails she did, and that's why you advise clients not to do very short almond nails. So we have to correct this path and make sure that the empty side walls are completed on the free edge. So we'll be using our biab extension to complete this process. We put very thin layer on each side and cure for 20 seconds. After curing 20 seconds on each side, we are going to file out the products to make a neater. Although you could work directly without filing first and file afterwards, but I just like to get it done and move on from it. We make sure we file and blend it until it's equal with the nail plate before going in with our polygel extension. After filing, you use a lint-free wipe to wipe the lints out and dust off. Apply a very thin layer of primer again, and then we go in with our polygel, just like the overlay. Each method gives you power and control in a different way. You practice each one until your hands flow naturally. You are not just applying products, you are sculpting confidence. Welcome to the world of Polygel Masterclass by Nail Vampires. This was the final result of the application before filing and finishing top coat. In our next class, we shall be looking at filing and finishing top coat.